Are you tired of flashing different zips to get the setup you want? Well, then give this one a shot. One zip, thousands of combinations, plus more options available via over-the-air. Customization at its simplest and finest. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sam with MobileTechVideos.com. Today, got something pretty cool for you. Have our Galaxy Note 2. This is the AT&T version. We're going to take a look at this really awesome ROM that I've been using for about 2 weeks now, 2-3 weeks, and I'm loving it. I've had several people ask about this. I'm finally getting this video out. We're going to take a look at it. This is the Novella DOS ROM, and it's part of the Alliance ROM group, I guess you could say. It's brought to our device by N-Hugger, N-U-N Hugger, which is awesome. Love that name. So big thanks to him and the Alliance ROM team. Basically, whoever came up with this, big thanks to you guys. It's hard to tell on the thread where it all comes from, but this is awesome. Start it up here. We'll talk a little bit about it. It's based on UCAMMA4 firmware. UCAMA4 firmware. It's got the stock kernel, and it's already started up there. DODEX zip-align rooted. Updated the host files for ad blocking, extended power menu, call recording, removed ascending ringtone, removed Wi-Fi connected and headphone connected notifications. There we go, we got the whistle. And this features the Alliance control. This is found in the system settings, and you can use this to customize this thing like crazy. Now that's the whole thing about this ROM. It's really themed pretty cool, but the customization is insane. This is a 4.1.2 ROM, basically your stock ROM for the Note 2, but it's got the customization you would find normally on an AOKP ROM or a CyanogenMod 10.1 ROM. It's really awesome. And you see there we've got custom lock screen. That's I believe that's the BlackBerry lock screen. So that's one of the cool things. It's got the lock screen mod, and we'll talk about that here in a second. You can select a custom ink color and some of the other common lock screen things like turning off the sound, choosing your quick launch icons, things like that. All right, sorry about that. I think I was a little out of focus, but that should be better now. The way I have it set up now is very different than the way it comes when you first flash that ROM. So we're going to take a real quick look at some video I took when I first put this on and show you guys what it looks like. Now, some of the customization options you have, you can customize the clock position, you can add AM, PM, you can change the color, you can add the day of the week. You can change the color of the drop-down notification panel, which I did. Now there's the toggles. You can change the look of the toggles. You can add the text to it. You can take those away if you'd like. You can change the color of the status bar. You can change the battery icon. So now you see that mine definitely looks different than it did when you first flash it. I've changed my toggles up here, added the text below each icon, because when I want to change something really quickly, I don't want to have to try and figure out what that icon is. Is that the data sync icon, or is that the screen rotation icon? You know what I mean? So I went ahead and threw in the text. I changed the color of the drop-down notification background here. I added a little bit of a blue tint to it just to help the pages here pop off the background. I might go in and lower the transparency a little bit. For me, it's just a little bit too see-through, but you know, those are things that you can do. One of the main things is I turned on the CRT off animation. You can enable that or disable it. I put on the BlackBerry lock screen. I really like this. The only thing I wish it had was I wish it showed notifications like missed calls and text messages, things like that. But all of this can be accessed in the system settings here. And you do all the customization through these three sections here, the custom settings, ROM customizer and the over-the-air updater. Take a look at custom settings, and in here is where you can customize the lock screen, the toggles, the status bar, the clock, the battery. Then it has a general section, and then down at the bottom you can reset the UI once you've made some changes. Some changes require you to reset it, some don't. But like at the top here, I set the clock to the middle. You can change the colors of everything. You can change the battery icon. You can change the way the clock looks. And there's a ton of different stuff you can change in here. So next we'll go to the ROM customizer. Now there's a ton of things in here for you to look at. Flashable themes, over-the-air updates. In here is where you can flash to change the toggles, recoveries, updates, themes, and you see that underneath each one it tells you how many are within that category. So lots of things to check out in the ROM customizer. Normally you would click on one, it would download, and then you would go into Team Win Recovery Project or Clockwork Mod and flash the downloaded theme or the update or whatever you downloaded. Then you have over the air. This is an application, so it takes a second to load. This application you can also find in your application drawer. You can also access this through the ROM customizer. You can change the boot animation, updates, themes, I mean tons and tons of stuff. So real quick, let's check out some of the lock screens you can do. Now we're in the lock screen mods, and you can choose your lock screen, then you can choose the ink effects, the ripple effect. It's very similar to just the normal lock screen settings, but then you have different settings for all the different lock screens that you can do. The Xperia, the BlackBerry, things like that. So let's see if we can pick a different lock screen. So we have Galaxy S3, we have BlackBerry, we have Jelly Bean, just the AOSP, the Optimus 4X, the Acer, and the Xperia Z. So let's take a look at those. Let's start with the Xperia. And slide out to unlock. So let's try a different one here. How about the Acer? Got a kind of a window blind effect there. So let's try the Optimus. I've forgotten what some of these do actually. Oh yeah, so this kind of wipes a ring that comes out. That's kind of cool. Now let's try, we know what the Jelly Bean, we know what the Ripple, and I guess the BlackBerry is the one I've been using. So we've seen that one already as well, which is my favorite. So I'm going to leave it at that. But this, like I said, guys, this is an amazing ROM. Check it out. I haven't had any issues with GPS or call quality or battery life has been excellent. I've been using this, like I said, for several weeks. GPS, LTE works fine. Let's see if we can run a quadrant real quick. I'm going to wipe everything and then we'll be right back with a quadrant score. Alright, I cleared all the memory, I cleared the RAM, so we're going to launch this, see what kind of score we get. I'll be right back with the result. Okay, so it looks like we got 6724, actually really good. I only ran it once. I bet if I ran it again I would get an even better score, but 6724, that's really, really good. So, once again guys, this is Alliance ROM's Novella DOS, and I think it's awesome. You guys should check it out and see what you think. Let me know. One issue that is not working correctly, and it's not really that big of an issue, is once you're in the app drawer, the home button does nothing. It does not return you to the home screen. Back works fine, and that's the only place it doesn't work. So we're in the phone dialer, I hit it, it goes back no problem. So just in the app drawer, it doesn't work. Also, Present with the lock screen mod, which has been present all along with that mod, is that if you are in landscape, and which this Nova launcher doesn't support it, but if you're in landscape and you lock your screen and you come back in landscape, you're going to have issues. So just remember to always do it in portrait mode, or just disable your screen rotation in your settings. That will also take care of that problem. But those are two minor things. I haven't even noticed either of those issues, because if I'm in the app drawer, I always just automatically push the back button. I never push the home button anyway. And I don't lock my phone when it's in landscape anyway, so no issues there for me. That's it, guys. This is Sam with MobileTechVideos.com. Thanks for checking out the video. Hope this helps. As always, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. But that's it for me, guys. I'll see you next time.